Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back Ashland State Representative Peter Buckley. Peter, good to see you. How are you today?
Great to be here.
First off, congratulations on your re-election.
Thank you very much.
So tell us, when is the legislature getting back in session?
Well, we continue to work. It's not like the work ever stops, but the session itself, we get sworn in the second week of January, and then the committee hearings and floor sessions start in February, first week of February.
Okay, and you will again serve as co-chair of the Ways and Means. Tell our viewers what exactly you're responsible for.
Sure. The Ways and Means is the budget writing committee for legislature. It's a joint committee, so I'm the House co-chair. I work with my Senate co-chair, Senator Richard Devlin from Washington County, and it's our responsibility to basically take what the governor has proposed in his budget, work with our colleagues in legislature and come up with the legislative budget proposal, work with the governor on the difference between our proposal and his proposal, and then have the votes to pass the budgets. Everything that happens in state government, 93% of the budget is education, human services, and public safety. That's the bulk of our work on the budget.
And what did you think of the governor's proposed budget released this week?
The governor's got some very good, priorities, and I think we back them. Investing more in early childhood education services is something that has strong backing both in the House and the Senate, so I was pleased to see those types of investment. I think there is a way to fund full-day kindergarten. I was very concerned about that going in, but now I can actually see that it's possible for us to do it. I think part of the dynamic that we have, though, is as we're coming out of the recession, there's still very high expectations because we're in recovery. The belief is, and we are actually, economic recovery is happening, but we're still lagging a little bit behind in terms of the revenue for education and human services and public safety. So there's still a tight budget. So the governor has done some investment in some areas. We're doing our best to meet those investments. I'm concerned, though, with the level he's set for K-12 overall. I'm also concerned about community colleges and higher education, the university system. We're a little bit short there where we need to be to really start turning things around.
Yeah, it seems in reaction to the governor's proposed budget, the presidents of Oregon's 7 public universities said it's not enough to control tuition. Do you want to see more?
Yeah, I do. In fact, the kind of long-term look of how we tried to hold things together during the recession and build out, one of the first things we did was try to get K-12 back moving forward again, which we did in this current budget cycle. And my plan all along was to in this cycle to address community colleges and universities to get them back in the forward motion that they had prior to the recession. We're not there yet. The governor's budget leaves us a little short of that. So we have some work to do over the next 6 months to see if we can increase those budgets and get the entire education spectrum, everything from preschool all the way through university, moving forward again. I think it's absolutely vital for our state.
Okay, I know we have a lot to talk about regarding recreational marijuana. We're going to do that after this quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Ashland State Representative Peter Buckley. Peter, we know it's coming. Recreational marijuana is going to be a big issue with this next session in Salem. What would you like to see?
Well, I'd like to see us implement Measure 91 in an intelligent way, in a very comprehensive way. I think we need to make sure that the will of the voters is respected. And the taxation issue, I think, needs to be resolved early in session. It's my view the voters voted for a measure that holds down the tax on marijuana in order to make sure we mitigate, if not eliminate, the black market, which has been part of my main goal in pushing for marijuana legalization. I don't like the black market. It damages our communities. Keeping the tax level as currently written in Measure 91, I think, is vital to holding down the cost so the black market doesn't become just kind of the avenue for people to go to. So I hope that gets resolved early in the session. I know that cities and counties might take that decision to court.
Sure.
I think Measure 91 is very clearly written, and it's written for that purpose, the purpose being let's hold down the tax on it to make sure the black market is not a viable alternative. And the revenue from Measure 91 goes to education, it goes to drug and alcohol rehab, it goes to public safety on the city, county, and state levels in terms of the public safety. So it's not as if cities and counties aren't sharing in the revenue. I think their argument is that they want to have more revenue. I understand it, I get it. But I think for at least the first 2 years, let's put the system in place, let's make sure it works well, let's see what that contribution is to city and county law enforcement, and see if that's adequate. I think there's an argument to be made that actually law enforcement costs will go down. Colorado has some data that that shows their crime rate has actually been reduced since their legalization system went into play. So that's a big issue. How we're going to handle the packaging of edibles, the labeling so people know what they're buying. Those are issues the legislature needs to take on. And again, my hope is that we get this work done in February and March so we can hand it on to the OLCC in a way that they can do their work. I'm very committed to making sure the Oregon medical marijuana program basically runs parallel to the recreational program, and that both are professionally run. That people who grow for the medical marijuana program will still have the people growing for themselves, because that's a 91 too, and you still have caregivers who grow for a patient if they have that relationship. But if someone's growing for a dispensary, I want them to be licensed. I want the labs to be licensed. If people are processing products for a dispensary or for the recreational side, I want those people to be licensed as well, so we understand what the product is that we're moving through the dispensaries and the retail outlets.
It's going to be fascinating to see it all unfold. Peter, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.